Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that made this game and are making others, you can go to their Patreon, where it's $3 a month for early access to other games. It is weird playing this game for some reason. Because, I don't know, I guess maybe it's pacing in these things. Some Let's Plays of visual novels, I'm like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. But for some of these things, like this one, it's like, okay, let's see, what happened on the last one? We went to Jasmine Street, met Jenny's family, and then it's now Thursday, and we had a terrible nightmare about a prank. Like, what was the prank? Did Jenna be like, oh no, Chase is dead, or was it, Chase is gonna be leaving town, but it actually isn't a prank because he's actually leaving town? I don't know. But hey, we woke up in the middle of the night while I was walking in my sleep. Actually, I wasn't walking. I think it's just at my face. Again. Oops. I stare through the grainy darkness. The motel room air is dry and stuffy. The air conditioner must be off. I look over. TJ's next to me in bed. He's curled up in a fetal-like position, his knees raised and his tail between his legs. TJ doesn't usually sleep like that. How do you know that? Like, you mean over the past couple nights? Leo lays in the bed across from us. Leo sleeping here? He's laying on his back, his form completely still. There are no covers on him, and he's still in his jeans from yesterday. Neither of them are snoring, not even audibly breathing, for that matter. It takes me a moment, but I can't actually tell if Leo's eyes are closed or not. I picture in my mind him slowly turning his head, looking right at me with no expression. How would you tell if somebody's eyes are open in the dark? Granted, if I'm looking in the dark, my glasses are off so I can't see Deck. Just saying. He has no eyes. They are just shadows. I blink, trying to shift my legs beneath the sheets. Fortunately, I can. I'm not dreaming anymore. Leo isn't actually looking at me. Why did I even think that? And why does it make me so unnerved? And that dream. Jesus. I slide my feet out from under the covers and sit upright at the edge of the bed. Maybe a splash of water will make me feel better, though I could really use a dip in an actual pool. At Pueblo, there's so many of them around, I take it for granted. The realization dawns on me that once I graduate, the chances of being able to afford a place with one nearby are almost none. Welcome to millennial living, or, zennial or whatever as well. Here's how we do our housing. Well, rich people have houses, and, upper class people from older places will have houses, and then wealthier people buy excess housing so they can, get more money in the future, and then nobody can afford housing. Anyways, sorry, my diatribe. I wring my tail, summon my paws. My fur is oily and damp. I'll definitely need to take a shower in the morning. Hell, if the motel tub didn't look like it had been 20 years worth of dirty feet, piss, and cum, I'd take a bath. It's seen 20 years. Okay. I mean, I didn't have shower sex. But first, I gotta get the AC going. I walk over to the wall-mounted AC by the window. I'm surprised this place doesn't use swamp coolers like every other home in Echo. I think that's the thing where it's like, you put water drips through a thing and a fan moves it so it's damp and stuff. I mean, I guess that could work in a desert setting. Not in a Houston setting, maybe. Though they do have them in Louisiana, I guess. Anyways, it takes a second for my eyes to adjust to the darkness. But I managed to find and turn the control knobs. Wait, does your eyes need to adjust to the darkness if you've been sleeping? Despite cranking the thing to the max setting, only a petty stream of air is exuded from the front vents. It is cold though, so there's that. I stick my face up to it, the blowing air on my whiskers making my jowls raise instinctively. It's refreshing, and the world seems a little less hazy. Still, I feel gross, more so than usual. I remember on Saturday morning, I woke up super early to clean myself, trim my facial scruff and head fur, and just look as presentable as possible. I don't really know who I was trying to impress. Maybe show everyone that I was all well-adjusted and normal now? All the grooming work I performed didn't last 4 hours in the hot car ride up to Echo, though. Especially when the AC went out all the way from Gold City to Route 93. I was excited to see everyone again. Really. Rose-tinted glasses and all that sort of thing. As much as I hate Echo, the moments of hanging with the group growing up are still some of the best I ever had. Even counting recent college happenings. Ooh. Back up a sec. Sometimes I read, but I don't get contextual. Like, is he meaning college recently or something interesting happened in college? We were all friends, but that relationship came with a lot of strenuous weight to it. Baggage that is never unpacked, I guess. Didn't honestly expect us to even try to. Flynn had other plans. And who could blame him? After that, Leo's freakout, and Carl going missing, any sort of semblance of fun, idle spring break is gone. It's like there's this buzzing tension in the air, methane filling up the room, and just waiting for lighting of match. God, and here I am, whining about how the mood is when my old best friend is fucking gone. What the hell was I honestly expecting? Us to all hang up a bunch of Christmas lights in Leo's backyard, grill up some carne asada, get drunk, and dance a bunch of indie playlists? I mean, that would have been a great idea. And of course, I'd fantasize about some sort of pre-fee reunion with Leo. I mean, that's natural, right? Okay, here's the thing. If you had a mutual kind of breakup where it's like, hey, maybe this doesn't work out, and they're like, yeah, okay. Or it's like, hey, I have to move, sorry about this, and they're like, yeah. Then going back together and be like, we bump uglies, that's fine. But if you have a bad breakup, you don't go back and do that. Especially if one of you is longing for the other. Hard. What I didn't expect was this whole thing with Jenna. I'm sorting out how I feel about it all. Oh, I was kind of thinking it was like how Leo's dragged into Jenna, but then it's like, oh, that main character is kind of getting close to Jenna. Maybe. I mean, I guess it plays a lot different if you pick gay. I glance briefly to my camera bags at the end of my bed. Sorry. It is late, and I have been doing these things all day. Maybe not all day, but still. I have a feeling I'm not gonna get much done for my project. With some reluctance, I pull my face back from the cooling vents and head to the bathroom. I try to shut the door beneath me quietly, but still pretty loud. I look for the sink and realize it isn't going to cut it. I tug off my shirt and underwear and place them on the edge of the counter. At home, I just throw them on the floor, but I don't really trust how clean the linoleum is here. I step into the shower. It gets hot quick, so I fiddle with the handle some. There's some red fur tucked in the corner, so I'm guessing Leo took one earlier as well. He was worried about the police would come by his place, so he insisted on staying here while we searched for Carl. I remember him and I used to take an hour-long shower together back when my family was out of town. My parents had one of those walk-in Roman-style showers with a marble towel. He thought it was the coolest thing. Boy, you must have had fancy parents. And also hour-long showers? Like, even if you guys are tantrically fucking, that seems like a lot of time to be underwater. I bend down and pick up the tiny, complimentary shampoo bottle from the rack and begin to lather its contents on my fur. You wouldn't need a tiny thing because you need something big with all that fooey. It's not exactly the best for specifically my type of fur, but it'll work for now. I bet Jenna would have loved that shower. She had to use an outdoor one for most of her life, as I recall. I think she lives off campus now, in a studio apartment she picked out. I've never actually seen it. She probably splurged with her full ride money and got something really nice. Bet it beats the hell out of communal dorm showers, which are not as sexy as porn makes you believe. I begin lathering further down, and the mental image of Jenna's golden firm, slick with water, slides in my head, or sticks in my head. I cut myself, squeezing a bit. I'm starting to get hard. The smooth, pink flesh is sharp contrast to the rest of my foe, and I quickly cover it with my paw to keep it from the hot water. Jenna's seen me naked plenty times, but mostly as a kid, and never stiff and ready quite like this. My heart starts to thud a little harder in my chest. I close my eyes, loosening my arm against the shower wall, and rest my forehead against it. I can't believe I'm doing this right now, with everything going on. I mean, I've done stressful wanks. Maybe I'll feel better afterwards. Jenna has that effect on people after all. Oh, I feel myself smiling a bit, swaying my tail some as I begin to pump away. Though I think it's a dick move to jerk off in the shower. Just saying. Like, I work on a ship. I jerk off plenty, but I jerk off in my bed area. We have, single bed. Or single beds? Yeah. And I would not want to jerk off in the shower. Though if I am having, we do share rooms, but if we're on the same, schedule, then I just kind of jerk off on the toilet. Because, unless they seem to come into the room late, in which case I do it then. Because you still get a curtain, I just don't want to be jerking off while someone else is in the room, I step out of the bathroom in my towel. I wasn't expecting to take a shower when I first went to the bathroom, so I didn't bring a change of clothes with me. Also, can they smell cum? I don't know. Creeping over on the pads of my feet, I disrobe and quickly begin to put on a fresh t-shirt and short swim bag. I mean, I guess if you're in a shower and you're jerking, it might not be as intense smell. Chase? Hello. What's with your embarrassed look right there and your grumpy look? TJ and Leo are no longer in bed. The lynx is over my light switch, squinting barely at me. Well, Leo blinks at me. Buenos dias. I quickly try to scamper on the rest of my shorts, forgoing underwear for the time being. Oh geez. Sorry, Chase. TJ turns, quickly averting his gaze. Leo just sighs some, rubbing his eyes. Thanks for the show. Your phone was going off while you were in the shower. My cheeks feel a bit warm as I manage to finally get my shorts up to my waistline. Oh, who called? Leo stares blankly at me, looking more tired than any of us. I wasn't gonna check. An uneasy looking look punctuates that comment, and it catches me a little off guard. Can I turn around now? Yes, TJ. Thank you. The lynx uncovers his eyes and moves to the bed. To the bed? Sitting back down, he looks like he hasn't fully woken up yet. Sorry for waking you guys. I wasn't really needing a shower. I was really needing a shower. Otter stuff, you know? It's okay, Chase. You kind of woke me up from some pretty weird dreams. So, thank you. Always getting the nightmare dreams. He manages a smile, still trying to blink the blurriness out of his eyes by the looks of it. His irises begin to narrow back to a more slitted state. No problem, TJ. I actually should be getting back out there. It's 3:30 in the morning. Are you sure? I finish putting on my shirt and move to check my phone. Yeah, I'm sure. Man, when I find that goat, I swear to God. He stretches some before stifling a yawn. Not gonna let him out of my sight for a month. It's a text from Jenna. Is she still at the house? I was kind of wondering where she is with everybody here. Well, everybody, but, you know. Hi, Chase. I can't sleep, so I'm heading back to the motel. If you're up, do you want to go out looking with me? I'm feeling a little better after my shower, so I send Jenna a quick text agreeing to help for the search. What does it say? TJ cants his head, peering at me with a sort of dazed, curious look. Jenna was having trouble sleeping, so she wants to go out searching. Leah looks up at me, his expression indiscernible. Isn't it kind of dark to try and look for him? I mean, not that I'm trying to dissuade you at all. Just seems kind of harder. Is that whole 48-hour... it's that whole 48-hour thing. The harder we look now, the better. Sitting back and praying everything will work out won't do any good. Now, I think he's mean that thing where it's like, hey, it's harder to find somebody, I guess, after 48 hours. But where I mainly heard the 48 hours, it's like, if after the first 48 hours, it's harder to solve a murder crime. Because, people forget, evidence gets washed away or whatever. TJ's eyes widen some, looking a bit taken aback. His jowls twitch some, the feline looking down at the sheets between his legs. There's a knock at the door. The sound of jiggling keys can be heard coming from the other side. There's a scratching noise of metal on metal. The door is being locked. For a moment it opens. Jenna steps out from the darkness, rubbing her arms and making a beeline for her bag. Hey TJ, Chase, Leo. She nods to each of us in turn before beginning to rifle through her belongings. Aren't you supposed to be keeping watch at the house? Aren't you supposed to be in jail? Pfft. Damn! TJ makes a noise that sounds like he just choked on his own spit. I try to avoid looking directly at Leo. He doesn't say anything, though. I hear the bed he's sitting on creak audibly. She takes out 2 water bottles, tossing one to me. I only barely catch it, mainly because it stopped by my nose first. Ow! My snout tingles with the aftershock. My nose feels wet for some reason, though when I reach up, there's no blood. Must be the burst blood vessels. Oh. She stifles a brief amused huff, looking apologetic. You're still trying to wake up, I see. You think that's funny? Just walking in and hitting him like that? Leo's crackling baritone comes out a few decibels too loud, his tone stern, like a scolding parent. It has a way of catching everyone's attention. That wasn't the intent. There's a pause. Leo's about to speak again, but Jenna managed to cut him off before he can. Speaking of, we're gonna go check in with Duke. See if he knows anything. Leo's jaw shifts, as if trying to speak out the words, but the words doesn't come out. He leans back and forward again. Have fun. Chase, you all set? She looks at me, expectant. I guess she's ready to go. Oh, yeah, sure. I force a smile, trying to downplay the cavalcade of tension in the room this room has become. Goodbye, guys. See you later. TJ seems to be doing the same. Leo just stares. We'll text with some updates in a bit. Jenna pats my shoulder once before heading out. I follow suit. The air is surprisingly fresh outside, even a bit damp. It's as if the motel room itself has its own oppressive atmosphere that's permeating my sinews, and now I'm finally free. Near the horizon, thick gray clouds loom overhead. The reservation must be getting some rain. Jenna seems to notice as well, taking a few steps forward in the mostly empty parking lot before speaking up. Kind of nice out, isn't it? Yeah. She opens her mouth to speak, but pauses some as she looks over her shoulder, a light frown crossing her blonde features. Come on, let's go. She starts moving again, heading toward the street. Duke's house, right? And we're walking? Yeah. Is that a problem? She glances back. I reach down, feeling the tender, hardening muscles around my thighs and knees. Just still a bit sore from the hike, that's all. Oh, you're a tough guy, Chase. I'm sure you'll manage. A tough guy? I hustle some to catch up, the Fennec already on the road. She smiles some as I catch up alongside her. Your phone has a flashlight, right? Yeah. Oh, give me a sec. I reach into my pocket and flick on my phone. It takes a second, but I find the right button. The crackled pavement in front of me of us is quickly illuminated, just in case we come across any snakes or spiders. Or overweight rams. Those two. I shine my phone forward in the sagebrush that winds along the narrow wash that passes by the motel. What's the wash? It's like I'm half expecting to see Carl's goofy grinning muzzle peeking through the brambles. I'm sorry if I woke you. It's fine. I was in the shower. You woke everyone else, though. Jenna straightens her tank top, peering through the crackled glass windows of the old ice cream shop. Even the for lease sign on the awning is mostly faded away. It's still got that old Victorian-style architecture that you see a lot in the buildings built originally by the wealthier settlers at the turn of the century. Faded green and pale blue paint still cleans the parts of the main facade, with the copper metal roof a mix of dark amber and turquoise. In its heyday, it probably stood out something fierce, a colorful contrast to the harsh beings of the desert beiges, and, ultimately, an opulent reminder of the old world amidst the new. I wasn't expecting Leo to be there, honestly. He's giving you any more trouble? I watched the pavement turn to packed dirt beneath my feet. As you round the corner into Gretchen Road, it's a desolate stretch of road, the only striking feature being concrete mixing business that closed its doors back in the 90s. You can still see the big mounds of grayish dirt past the shattered chain link. Ultimately, it takes me a moment to respond to Jen's question. No, he's, just upset. I can practically feel the fox's incredulous raised eyebrow, a trademark reaction if she ever had one. Actually, well, this is gonna sound stupid. Playing Leo's behavior off as him being just upset is stupid, but I continue. I sigh. Sorry. Jenna frowns some and moves closer, nudging my arm with her shoulder. Hey, you haven't done anything wrong. I don't know about that. Oh? Again, that expectant look. Here we go. I'm kinda glad you texted me. Didn't really want to go back to sleep. I guess I was having a nightmare. This same sort of recurring one I've been having that's a little different each time. Each dream, I'm faced with myself. But it's not me. Not like a mirror me. Things are different, messed up, blurred. Sometimes it speaks, and it's all distorted, like an AM radio straining with bad signal. Jenna looks away for a moment, then back to me. And each time, it gets a little clearer, and it might just be because it's fresh in my head right now, but I kinda remember what it was saying. I stopped briefly, shining the flashlight on a tumbleweed rolling across the road to her head, dirt road. It briefly gets stuck on the mesquite tree, bouncing against the trunk and leaving a few twigs behind, before rolling back along its course. Do you remember when I texted you that I got into Do you remember when I texted you that I got into Pueblo and you drove all the way back down here to celebrate? I do. We were gonna surprise Leo, remember? I do. There's a delay in her words, as she seems to already know exactly what incident I'm referring to. The prank. She lets out a long, drawn-out breath of air. You pretended you were cheating on him with those fake texts I was sending you. You smashed your phone, and you told him you were leaving Echo. I mean, that's kind of a mean prank. Being like, hey, your significant other's cheating on you. Actually, that's just a prank. But they actually are leaving. At least physically. Maybe not emotionally, but they might be. But still, smashing your own phone. Not good. Smashing somebody else's phone. Yes, it wasn't the best of practical jokes to play on someone who was already fairly unstable. Like, also if you know he's unstable? Seriously? He wasn't. Chase, what does this have to do with your dream? She cuts me off, her tone more curious than stern. I know. It's just, the whole thing was just playing back like some kind of record. Everything that happened. All the fake text messages you sent me, as Jared, me leaving the phone on the table, Leo confronted me. Then you showed up and telling him it's a joke, that he's overreacting, and then smash. Like, okay, I don't know. I make a motion like I'm gonna toss my phone down. Jenna flinches, instinctively grabbing for it, before slowly furrowing her brow at me. Has Leo been guilting you about that? No, not really. So, you've been feeling guilty then? I guess. Why else would this be, manifesting my subconscious and all? Well, I'd usually recommend expressing this to Leo. If I didn't think that your attempts at reconciliation would be perceived by him as you trying to get back together. She rubs the bridge of her short nose before we cross her arms over her chest. We did already apologize for this years ago, but you absolutely must. But if you absolutely must, maybe wait until we're back at Pueblo. He's clearly got some issues to sort out right now, and you're under absolutely no obligation to try and solve them, especially considering his recent behavior. It's incredibly difficult to help people that don't want to be helped. I'm wondering if this is the thing that might be the thing. No, I think it's not, because I think the thing before is trust. What's the question? I mean, it can be incredibly difficult. You're probably right, though we are at the 30-minute mark. I mean, let's keep going. She gives me a sidelong look. I mean, you are right. I rub my paw across my face, smooshing my own facial features into my paw pads. Also check my face. It's just shitty, I guess. You know somebody for 15 years of your life, and grow up with them. There's like, I don't know, a vested interest? Also, I'm continuing on because even though it's a picky thingy, it's like, well, last one's short. I was there for every big mistake, triumph, you name it. I'm not sure what exactly further support I can even offer at this point. It's just been too long. Plus, I'm gone again as soon as this weekend's up. So that's the point. What's the point when I'm probably just gonna fuck things up worse? Chase. Jen's tone is curt, and I look over to see her face very much matches her tone. Leah was dry humping you at the kiddie arcade. You don't need to feel this conflicted about being upset about that. Look. There's a moment of hesitation, like she knows the right words to say, but needs time to phrase them more delicately. I understand that men have different hormonal attraction to each other than generally what I feel as a woman when I'm attracted to someone. For men, the feeling of attraction, and I'm paraphrasing something you probably already understand on at least the intuitive level, is broadly more physical and sudden. There's an emphasis on aesthetics as well. And, well, the mechanics of what's happening. I blink, getting the gist of what she's saying, but not exactly sure what she's going with this. As stereotypical as it is, most women feel attraction as a sort of slow burn, where passion is derived from intimacy, meaning contrast, forbidden love, etc. She gesticulates with a swirling motion. That's not to say abrupt sparks of fancy don't form for women too, urges being what they are. So I may not be adequately equipped to fully grasp the true nature of your guys' relationship, but what Leo did at the family plex is just beyond dumb, latent horniness. It's complete detachment from reality of you two's respective situations. Jenna's voice raises some, louder than her usual, controlled level, and probably inappropriate for this time of night. It's upsetting, especially so with all that's going on. I continue to walk slightly ahead of Jenna, unsure of what to say, feeling as if her gaze might not. If I meet her gaze now, I might regret it. I shine my light on the lone desert willow that sits on the bank of a nearby wash. In the branches flickers the reflective light shine back. Eyes. They're small and sitting squarely on the nest made from bramble, like that of the tumbleweed from earlier. Bird. I announce, monotoned. Jenna steps up beside me, hands on hips, as she looks at where I'm pointing. She exhales with some exasperation before responding. Yeah. Looks like a wren. How can you tell? As far as I know, Jenna was never much into nature or animals. Wrens are the really fat ones. You know, rotund. I love the word rotund. She pushes her small hands together, making a circle to emphasize roundness. Her eyes must be better than mine. Sorry. Because I can only just barely make out beak. I look back at Jenna, and she's still staring up at the tree. Something about the whole scene of it gives me this strange twinge of nostalgia. Us wandering aimlessly about Echo, with nowhere to go, nothing to do. And how we thought that feeling would last forever. Is it just me, or is this conversation kind of familiar? Not the bird, I mean. You and I walking around, talking about stupid things Leo's doing? Yeah, it's not too out of the ordinary. She smiles some, and I can't help but smile back. Yeah, that and... God, do you remember showing me those yaoi comics you got in the mail? Or mall? Oh yes, I hid them under a rock, like half a mile from my house. I had to fight a scorpion to get you your Coco Tanuki AI issues. Jenna lets out an amused tone, shaking her head. While my relationships with the rest of the group, besides Leo, had mainly stayed the same after they found out I like guys, Jenna and I actually grew more close after the fact. Despite not really being too much in the anime, talking to her about manga and dumb romance stuff in them was kind of fun. My hero. I sort of remember discussing the differences between yaoi and bara. You talking about how now kind of reminds me of that. Saying those two words out loud feels weird. Boys love and man's love, right? Oh, that smile right there. I'd say there. Sometimes when you have these games, they have some good eye things. I do remember that chase. I'm a little surprised you do. So that's what that means? Yaoi means boy love and Baro means man love? I thought Yaoi's just like dude on dude and Baro's like big muscly dudes. She says it with a forced, tensing tone in her voice for some reason. I can't my head curiously at her. Why wouldn't I? I really enjoyed all that. Talking with you about it, I mean. Truly? I suppose I thought I was only being humored for my special interest topics that the rest of you were not remotely interested in. It's a little creepy now that I think about it in context. Yeah, you showing me your porn comics? Jeez. Moved dismissively. No. Wait, no? I mean, you weren't like a fan Yoshi? What? Or anything. You're not a fan of Yoshi or anything in tax evasion. Hell. Oops, sorry. I had to cough. Hell, you should have seen all the sort of yaoi junk Leo kept on his computer. Fujishi? And really? Yeah, whatever. And yeah, he was pretty into the more porny stuff. Jenna laughed some. Most yaoi's written by women who've never met a gay guy before, and it's full of gender imprinted yuki semi-tropes and dubious consent. Huh? Hey, sometimes that's hot. What, the yuki soki tropes and dubious consent? I'm surprised the words leave my mouth, and I immediately feel a burn around the edges of my ears. Jenna looks at me. I can't quite read her expression now in the darkness, though I'm not about to shine the flashlight on her. Yeah, it's kind of part of that's part of why we read it. As long as it's understood as fantasy and not normacy. Of course, I nod. But to take this back to reality for a second, no one should be forcing themselves on you like that, no matter what they see in the porn or how long they've known you, unless you have a safe word, like banana. Right, I appreciate the concern. It's weird how we kind of got to dub con right now, and not death con. I nod again at Jenna, who returns to scanning the nearby brush. However, I can't help but feel at least a little like I'm being treated like some battered victim here. Maybe I'm just too numb these days to feel like I probably should. I feel like us being now not 5 minutes early but 10 minutes late, that's a good time to call it. Because we're probably going to be meeting Duke. I thought we were going to have that one scene where, I don't know, it's Jenna and, you know, him near the side of the road. Though, let's go to title, because I can't remember, like, how long it is. Because if you go here, click, and very minor spoilers. Spoilers being how many days we got. Okay, we got, you know, the rest of Thursday and then 2 more days. Because it gives you good generalish. It's like Leo's long, his is probably long, and then I think there's like other stuff here, like sides things. I don't know. I might do a side play at some point where I do these. Now, by side play, I'm not meaning like I do visual novels now, where I read them out loud. It would be kind of like how I did it before with, I think, Shelter and Adastra, where I read it quietly and give commentary. You know? But yeah. Oh, and I guess this is a bit long too. Because I just don't have the ability to read that much. Bop. How much stuff do we got? Oh, we got 3 scenes that we haven't seen for her. Sad. Well, and this Let's Play, so comment, guys, like, comment, something you like, dislike, tips, or otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like see it grow, then please subscribe and check out the videos that grow. And please remember to spend your animals help control the pet population. And if you don't play this game, it's available free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people made this game and or get the newest version earlier, if not this one because it's finished, but of other games, then you can go to Patreon, where it's $3 a month. What does help do? Oh, it brings up the readme from the game? Okay. Anyways, until next time, another Let's Play. By me, GamerWolfSix of Echo Woe. So thanks and see you.